Let's talk a little bit about demand sensing. The concept behind demand sensing is that the closer we can get to the consumer, and the more rich information that we can get from the supply chain, the better we can actually sense what's going to happen and what's going to create the demand and the demand spikes in the future. So the actual tool itself is a black box. Think of it as a self-learning algorithm, artificial intelligence almost like. And what you do is you feed it with your daily shipment information, your daily demand planning information from your demand planning solution, and your open orders. And you feed it with about 3 months' worth of information, which it churns away, and it starts to do pattern recognition on which elements of those demand signals are appropriate at various horizons. And what you can actually see in the graph at the bottom there is that the actual shipments are shown in blue. The red shows you the demand forecast from the demand forecast from demand sensing, and the green line represents our traditional demand plan. And the first thing you'll notice is actually the demand sensing curve is actually pretty close to the actual shipments, whereas our traditional demand planning curve is not. The other thing you'll notice as well is that the bias is that what you find in demand planning is that there is a huge bias. It tends to lag by 2 or 3 weeks what's actually happening in the marketplace, and so you're either under forecasting or over forecasting. There's not a real balance there. And what you see in demand sensing, although it's not perfect, is that you get a much more natural balance between slight over forecasting and slight under forecasting. The actual demand sensing tool itself generates a daily forecast, and it generates a daily forecast over the next 6 weeks, which we then replace or integrate with the demand plan, and then feed that into our manufacturing and shipment planning processes. In terms of the benefit we got from that, with demand planning, we had a forecast error of around 50%. With demand sensing, we reduced that to around 30%. And that equates to about a third of a reduction in our safety stock levels of our finished products. So, that 20% equates to about a third of a reduction in our safety stock.